Well, good evening, race fans, and a very warm welcome to another new season here. It's time for season 3 at the International Racing League. My name is Webbo, host of the channel, obviously, but also commentator for the International Racing League. And I'm very grateful to everyone who requested I come back and commentate for you. Good evening to AJ and to Studios, who are here to watch straight off the bat. So is Atsu, and he's picking Ricky Maru for the win here. We're going to talk about the new season to come. We have 16 races, longest season yet. We'll be taking in Bahrain tonight, of course, you can see on the screen. But then next up we go to Spain, Jeddah, Great Britain for a sprint combination, then Belgium, then another sprint combination at Imola. We go over to Miami in August, followed by Austria sprint, Holland or the Netherlands Grand Prix, and Portugal with a sprint. Then in September, Qatar, China, a sprint in Brazil, and Kota with Australia with a sprint, and Japan with double points to finish us off in October 6th. I can't quite believe October 6th is only 16 weeks away, but that's where we are. I also can't believe I'm starting a season of commentary in June of a year. This is quite an incredible situation, quite frankly. This is a voyage into the unknown. We have no idea how stable tonight's lobby is going to be, whether we will be able to host a full night's racing or not. If anything should happen to the stream, obviously go back to the main channel and I'll be back online and back on air as soon as possible. One thing you can be fairly certain of is that Codemasters have changed as little as humanly possible when it comes to our racing. Saying that, I now suddenly have to switch again into F1 mode from GT mode, which I've been doing the majority of my commentary in the off-season. Our drivers have been practicing like crazy. Most of them have, at very least. One at least, though, surprises me by buying the game on the same day I bought the game, today. And is going to launch straight into some action today to try it all out. I'm going to talk you through the teams. Things are looking fairly crisp on the old screen here. We've got looks like we've got some good action already underway. We've got Jessica watching, which is great. We've got Studios, as I say, coming on here. GTK Studios, it's his very first time playing the game. He is in for something of a surprise, you have to be said. One thing that is no surprise at all is to see our ARL driver, AJ, in the chat, driving the V-Carb. Is it okay to call it V-Carb? Is that going to be all right, guys? Let me know if you have a preferred name for it. We're locking up on this outlap straight away. ARL is out on medium tyres, as he often is. Atsu's going to try and join us again after vacation time. This is early for racing, of course, and also I know that some drivers have got their eye on the Euros, which, quite frankly, until the final, I'm fairly uninterested in. So don't worry, I have got all my eyes on F1 tonight. So hopefully the drivers who are watching the game or games plural, well, already ARL is wiping out braking marker boards, and that might be something that the stewards will have a word with him about, because it's not exactly ideal. AJ has transferred over to the V-Carb team with Ricky Maru. Fantastic combination of drivers to have both of those, but we will join him for a fast lap at the moment. I'm talking through the teams. We've got a Mercedes right on the apex on the first flying lap here for ARL, and that means for me lap over immediately. He's on the medium tyres anyway, maybe anything particularly special on this lap. Let's join Moist instead. We've dealt with turns 1, 2, 3. Now we're into turn 4. You can obviously go side by side into this corner, but the track limits on exit are a little bit tricky for you. Then we go through the Yahoo S's section of turns 5, 6 and 7 into turn 8. Now we slow right down again before a little short shoot before what is possibly the hardest turn in all of Formula 1 on the permanent racing circuits, at least. Turn numbers 9 and 10 through, just simply because of that tricky braking zone. The beep says DRS is open, or at least available to the drivers, as he then pushes the car on the front here felt like the rear was just catching up with him as we go through turns 11, 12, and then the braking zone for turn 13. One more corner to go, 2 little straights. We've got familiar sight of double champion now, Moist, in the car in an Aston Martin, and he will be launching out of the final corner. Will it be a familiar sight to see Moist on top at the end of qualifying? We shall see. A 1:27.571 for him. We also have a newcomer on the grid, 12 Urchin, who I have not watched before. Director Milan is also joining us. So we have Milan and we have Ollie. I'm assuming Ollie will be back. But Intronsic goes second in the Alpine. But here is Alpha Alex, transferred out of that Alpine team and now with the Scuderia Ferrari. And one of our race winners in Season 2 here. Alpha Alex will be hoping for a positive and a successful start to his campaign, although this season is now longer than it has been before at the International Racing League. And we are up to 16 races as far as I know anyway, all the way through the summer. So drivers will be able to miss a race or two for holidays. Running out wide goes Alpha Alex, right out onto the dust and sand here in Bahrain as the sun is setting throughout this qualifying session. Alpha Alex then one more corner to go, past the domes on the exit of the final corner, past that pit lane entry which will catch drivers out if they're being inattentive. Alpha Alex a 1:28.432. I don't think TKM 21 is going to be doing anything special on intermediate tyres. It's very esports first lap of qualifying approach for TKM. I don't quite know what to call PRS TKM 21, so I'm going to go with TKM in case PRS is a team initial. Let's join another driver who is out there on a fast lap. This is Leon. Leon has transferred out of McLaren and some might say has taken a downgrade to the Haas seat. Of course, we shall wait and see. We have a Kick Sauber running wide there in the stake neon colours. New colours for the year, of course, for the season's racing. We look forward to that. We've got a purple first sector for Leon. I imagine that Codemasters still haven't fixed that glitch, which is mightily annoying that all first laps go purple. But if you are watching with us, you haven't said hello yet, please do so. If this is your first time joining us because you're a friend of one of our newcoming drivers, I try and interact with the chat as much as possible. Keep it kind, keep it positive, keep it friendly and supportive, and we will have a fun evening ahead of us here. Yellow flag in Sector 1 is not going to worry Leon, who comes through the penultimate corner now. He's got a car directly behind him on the circuit. We'll see if we can actually view his car. Well, yeah, on the circuit it's not going to be disturbing him too much. Here is Leon then. He's got the same helmet as Moist. This has looks like possibly default helmet. I wouldn't know. As I said, I've only just purchased the game today. Not even had an opportunity to have a go on it yet. Here comes 12 Urchin for his first flying lap here with the International Racing League. It's a 1:30.112. Some distance to go, and I know that Marco has told me he's got one eye on the race, on the game today, on the Scotland match. He will be hoping to try and make a positive start with the double champion of Moist as a teammate. But Marco, certainly Moist will be hoping Marco will not be playing the Lance Stroll role here and just making up the numbers and holding up the team's progress. As I said, though, we've got the first laps out of the way. Ricky Maru is in second place now, a 1:27.733. Let's join him in a moment, shall we, on his outlap, as I'll take you through the teams and drivers for this season. Marco goes 12th at 1:29.702, and actually that's pretty good for Marco if he's watching the match at the moment. So, double champion constructors. The Aston Martin team, Moist and Marco, as you've seen, and then AJ, ARL and Ricky Maru on the V-Carbs. Alpha Alex is joined by 12 Urchin in the Scuderia Ferrari. Banana, I don't know who Banana is. Is that TKM? Yes, TKN will join Milan in the Williams team. Then We have Speedy Spud and Leon in the Haas. We have Ollie and Sticky supposed to be in the McLarens, and they are indeed. So both the Diecta teams, Diecta drivers not in the same team together, could be a little bit confusing. We look to have Lenny here in the Kick Sauber. We were not expecting to have that seat filled when the graphics were made, as Ricky Maru starts his next flying lap. We have in the Alpines now Nike and Wessie, with Triple Bay moving from Aston Martin over to Mercedes to hope to be the team leader, I think, in Mercedes, but he's got Studios in the sister seat. Could we see fireworks between Triple Bay and Studios this season? Chuck Norris and Floyd Pink reunited in the Red Bull team, and hoping to take that Red Bull car to a successful place this season. I'm waiting to see if we've got no one is allowed to use AI to warm up the tyres, I'm told. Okay. PRS is banana, I've been told from John, from Floyd Pink. So thank you for that info. That's very helpful. So PRS is the banana. I'm not going to be able to remember that. That is, yeah, I need to know what PRS or TKM mean, and therefore what to call him. I was going to go with TKM, but Floyd Pink seems to be indicating that I can go with PRS. I'm open to suggestions, folks. PRS, TKM, if you can think of something that goes along with that, then by all means, let me know. Here comes Ricky Maru out of the final corner then. It's been a good lap so far. He'll use the DRS. There's a yellow flag in front of him. He goes a provisional pole, steals it from Moist by just a small margin. We've got Ole on the track at the moment, and he has invalidated his lap, unfortunately. Moist is back out there, though. Let's ride with Moist for this sector. And he is under by almost enough to take that provisional pole once again. You can see the drivers just still not quite perfect on the lines through the corners. Even our double champ, the Maestro, here running as he is through turn 9 and 10. That was smoothly done, but was it quick? We will find out at the end of the next couple corners, where the second of our 3 timing sectors are divided, and he will cut the laser beam and we will get an update. Is he up on Ricky Maru? He is by a massive chunk. What a middle sector for... This is Moist, of course, on the track. you can't hear me. Testing, testing. Well, I can hear myself on the stream, so thank you, AJ. Yeah, apologies. Some issue there. Have you not been able to hear me the entire time, AJ? Let me know, because I have to restart everything. Everything I've said already, I can afford to say once again. Well, that is pretty frustrating if that's the situation. Ricky Maru coming through and trying to challenge Moist here for the pole position. Ricky has a purple middle sector, looking good. 2.5 tenths to the end. Oh man, that's so annoying. I do apologise. From 5 minutes ago, we've had a problem. Maybe did I hit the button? I don't know. Here comes Ricky Maru out of the final corner. We've got challenging for pole. Can he nab that pole position? Strike Moist gave up the opportunity, but Ricky Maru doesn't quite manage it. Look how close we are. 19 thousandths of a second at the top of the standings here. That is even closer than the Spanish Grand Prix on track this weekend qualifying session. Tremendous stuff then from Ricky Maru, getting so close. Leon starting his next lap. We've got Ole, who is up on his time as well. Several retirements coming in. This beeping is going to get right on my nerves. That is properly annoying. You must have been able to hear me earlier on, because saying I'm gone muted again. Testing. Let me know you can hear me once again. Anyway, I will keep going until I'm told otherwise. Here comes Leon. I missed his sector time with all that mess. Okay, hopefully it's not my headset giving up the ghost. Here comes Leon then to the line. Can he improve from fourth? He goes into third. Alpha Alex in fourth then, sneaks in between by 7 thousandths of a second. There are certainly going to be some incredibly closely matched drivers out there on the grid today. The last one to come with a lap inside the top 10 is PRS. He has a driver in front of him, could help potentially with a tow. That driver is clipping in front. I think that's a Williams heading towards the line. Is that Milan about to jump up the line? I'm not sure, but PRS goes 8th position, stays 8th I should say, and the rest of the drivers have got themselves into the qualifying session. They've got everything out of the cars that they can muster right now, and it is Moist on top once again from Ricky Maru this time. But what about race pace? We don't know the answer to that just yet. Strike Moist leads us away then by 19 thousandths of a second only from Ricky Maru. Then comes Intrinsic and Leon on the second row, and on the third row we have closely following Alpha Alex and Director Ollie. ARL is in 7th, Speedy Spud is in 8th. Next up, PRS and 12 Urchin, Marco and Floyd make up a all-Scottish 6th row. Then comes Chuck Norris and Sticky, Lenny, Director Milan, and Studios right at the back. Apparently, we are going to... AJ saying, this could be a long season. Maybe race pace will be better, but not sure. I've been told that we are going to start on hour, which is in just over 5 minutes time. So for now, and as usual, I will take a quick voice break, and you guys keep your eye on the screen, but feel free to go grab some snacks, get a comfort break. We will see you again in 5 minutes' time, and I'll be back with comms as soon as things start happening. Testing sound, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Thanks, studios. How have you managed to get back early after eating your dinner? I can't believe you've planned to eat your dinner that quickly. And thanks to AJ as well. Here we go. It's time to go racing. No formation lap for us. Moist on top with Ricky Maru down the inside. Both drivers away nice and quickly from the start. This looks like a good start for both of them and the row behind as well, as the drivers just taking it fairly steadily into the corner. Ricky Maru screams into the lead, but that's perhaps not the best place to be on the early point of the race here as we run on the long run down into turn 4. Perhaps Stripe Moist will have himself an opportunity into the inside. We go Moist in second. The Haas on the outside of the McLaren, that is Alfa Alex, looking like he's holding on to the third position now very comfortably, and Leon up into fourth. Ollie in fifth, in a great start from Ollie, and Tronzik down to sixth, and ARL in that seventh position. Have we got someone running wide in the background potentially? But the V-Carbs starting very well indeed. ARL seventh, Ricky Maru up to the front of our grid. We've got a Aston Martin challenging the Red Bull into turn 10. That is Floyd Pink with Marco behind him. But what about Chuck Norris? Well, he's gone backwards at the start of this race. The Williamses are together, Milan and PRS in 12th and 13th positions respectively. Studios already has made up a place. Sticky has appeared in 17th, unfortunately, but Ricky Maru will lead us around towards the final corner of the first lap for the first time with a decent gap of 0.5 of a second. I'll select the tyres shortly. Apparently the hard tyres last a long time around Bahrain and can go and go and go, and that might favour the drivers who have made that decision early on. Let's just make sure I get my everything together here. Let's get you some tyre strategy, shall we? As we run down in the order, it is Ricky Maru, Moist, Alfa Alex, Leon and Ollie, as they were before on this second lap now. Leon running a little bit wide coming out of turn 2, but how about Alfa Alex right up behind Moist, as of course as DRS has been enabled this early in this new form of racing that we have in the F1 24 rules. And it's Alfa Alex all over the back of Moist, who is trying to hang on and generate some temperature in those hard tyres only. We've got Moist and PRS on the hard tyre. We've got Studios and Marco on the softs, and everybody else pretty much playing it safe on the medium tyres and giving themselves the best opportunity here. Is it a one-stop? Is it a two-stop? Well, Amazon say a two-stop, but let's not put a great deal of stock into that particular decision. It is Alfa Alex in third place, just 0.3 of a second away from Moist. Ricky Maru stretching away, but not quite far enough to get away from the DRS detection point. Alfa Alex already lighting up the inside tyre there, but it is the left-hand side of the car, the left front, that takes the punishment, I'm being told by my contacts in the paddock here, who I will not reveal my sources of for obvious reasons. But Ricky Maru is ahead right now by 1.2 seconds, and what a start for Ricky Maru, using and deploying the ERS well at the start of this race. Here comes Alfa Alex with the DRS early, so does Leon down the inside of Moist, and both drivers managed to get past Moist. So Moist on the hard tyres moving backwards through the order. He did have a fairly slow start to the season in Season 2, but came to the good right at the end and managed to blow the rest of the field away in the final two races. There you can see several cars just losing grip through turn 4, getting the front end to stick, but the rear end much less so. It is going to be a fantastic evening of discovery here for many drivers, some of whom have only fired up the game for the very first time today, and have probably been busy watching other sporting events in the meantime as well. It is a pretty awful clash today for the Euros. The only Euro matches, I think, on tonight are on at exactly the time that we started our coverage. It's Ricky Maru who has not managed to get away from Alpha Alex, who is absolutely on the ascendancy. Alpha Alex started last season incredibly well, and he looks to be picking up some great pace early doors. Lots of drivers locking up through the penultimate corner there of turn 13. As they run down through the order, we have a yellow flag. That's a Red Bull. Could be Chuck Norris in trouble in the middle sector of the lap, towards the end of the middle sector. But Alpha Alex is the first car with DRS. Then everybody else has DRS down to P8. So we're going to have some close nose-to-tail racing for some laps yet to come. 29 laps we have for you. 25 remain in this 50% distance race. Of course, we will see plenty of sprint races, sprint weekends later on in the season, but for now it is traditional league racing rules of short quali, 50% race. Alpha Alex right on the tail of Ricky Maru. Let's join him on board in race trim as they're on even tyres, and there you go, big slide from Ricky Maru coming through the corner of turn 8 and then into turn 9. Another big lock up, and the pressure is absolutely on, being applied here by Alpha Alex. That was the sign of a little bit of clipping, perhaps. The flashing red light off the tail of Ricky Maru's V-carb in front. Leading this race at the moment, though, is Ricky Maru, and he was battling Moist for pole. Moist showed some amazing gamesmanship by only having 2 attempts here at pole position. Perhaps saving a set of softs here if he's going to run hard tyres for as long as people are telling me in the paddock that the hard tyres will run and run and run. Maybe he's going for a hard to soft strategy, and he saved a set of new soft tyres. Look, how about though, down in the order we've got the Red Bull challenging the second V-carb here. This is Floyd Pink on the tail of ARL. Unusual to see these two drivers battling this early into a race. Chuck Norris has retired from the session and has brought out the VSC just as Floyd Pink was about to make potentially an overtake. He has had to give that up, of course, the VSC in option, and Floyd Pink in the Red Bull radio Discord chat is going to be screaming at Chuck Norris for losing the car at that position at that exact moment. Was hugely upsetting for his teammate. So will we see the state of Chuck Norris's car? What happened? Was it a simple binning of the car on the way out of the penultimate corner? We will never know. Unfortunately, I don't have replayability in this sim platform. I absolutely wish that I did. The top 3, Ricky Maru, Alpha Alex, and now Leon, with Moist in 4th, Ollie in 5th place. We're waiting for the VSC to be rescinded and to go green flag racing once again. Of course, all the gaps are neutralised to a certain extent, but not completely. Safety car is flashing. What does that mean? Well, we will see a full safety car, it seems, at the end of lap 5. It looks like the safety car has come out and will catch a McLaren, potentially of Sticky. Now, will Sticky be permitted to overtake like McLarens are, well, traditionally allowed to? Well, there is then the safety car. We have seen that from the McLaren has been allowed past. We've got Ricky Maru peeling into the pits. Everybody now has the decision. Speedy Spud has picked up a speeding penalty, ironically enough, or appropriately enough, depending on your point of view. Lots of drivers off the medium tyre now pitting. Does that mean the hard tyre is in operation? Well, certainly Alpha Alex has put on a new set of mediums, as long as the game isn't continuing to glitch on me. But Intronsic takes the lead in the Alpine, and PRS is, well, he's out there on the hard tyres. Ricky Maru has fitted the hards, That would be my natural assumption drivers would make under the first safety car condition. We've got safety car flashing in and out on the top of the screen. That's actually slightly more helpful than when it completely blocks the lap number for the entire point. But here we have Moist then, down into 10th place. He's put on softs and has now committed to a two-stop strategy, completely, potentially thrown his strategy out of the window, I wonder. Intronsic though, P1, PRS P2. We've got Ricky Maru, who made the first brave decision to come in and has perhaps fitted tyres that might well last him the remaining 23 laps of this Bahrain Grand Prix as they catch the safety car. Alpine, Williams out of position, but at the head of the race with Ricky Maru then in third. Alpha Alex and Leon, Ollie and ARL, the following cars behind. Some gaps have opened out. Obviously, it looked like Sticky had some problems through the first phase of the race. He'll be very glad to see the safety car. No sound, no indication really what has happened from Chuck Norris. I'm just checking the driver chat here. Maybe the football match that he wanted to watch was getting interesting. I wonder, and he elected to go, or maybe he was watching two screens and unfortunately misjudged the corner. If he wants to let me know, that would be super useful live, either in the paddock chat or in the live chat here. But it is lap 6. We are waiting then for the safety car, of course, with our predominantly black cars in the F124 liveries. No blue on the Ferrari at the moment, but hopefully we'll get some more colour as the season progresses and some more special liveries. Everyone loves a special livery, although I'm going to go here and say I have a fairly hot take and a fairly controversial opinion. I did not like the Monaco livery for McLaren. I felt they chose entirely the wrong shade of yellow. It was quite unpleasant to look at, in my view. I'm sorry. I will accept your hate if thanks, AJ. We'll have the very restart of the season here coming up. Hopefully that has now improved matters. Issues happening here. And there we have Ricky Maru in third, Alpha Alex in fourth, as the drivers try to navigate their way through this restart. And it looks like it's worked out pretty well for ARL, who cuts to the inside of the Red Bull. Into the tyre smoke go the drivers, and wow, through goes Moist, straight up into 7th position. Worked that wheel beautifully through the corner, and that worked absolutely fantastically for Moist, up into 7th and on the soft tyres as well. As we go barrel rolling into the corner, that was Speedy Spud in the Haas, who has a penalty to pay. We've got Sticky at the tail of the field, and looks like Lenny didn't quite catch the train. Studios down into 16th, did not manage to maximise that restart well at all, and Marco appears to be parking up, but he's turning around. It is Intronsic from Alpha Alex and Ricky Maru. PRS has dropped down to 4th position now on the older hard tyres that he's had on the car since the very start of the race. Here is Alpha Alex gunning for the lead once again as a big wiggle comes out and a second safety car is called. That looks like it's going to be Lenny, unfortunately, who has retired from the game. Lenny out of our race. Do our drivers decide to do anything else now? I'm sure that the drivers... Moist has left the session. Hopefully, Moist will be able to rejoin. Into the pits comes Intronsic. And Alpha Alex will now take the lead of the race from Ricky Maru. And PRS comes in. Several drivers have managed to find their way into the pits. Moist has rejoined, and if you're going to have a problem with a connection, then it's better done at that point when the safety car has been called. In fact, the game even managed to pit for Moist, and he's now put on medium tyres, which I think, I've no idea, but I suspect might just make the end of the race, as will most of the drivers on the hard tyres. Now, hopefully, we will be able to get a feel for how these tyres behave over the course of a race distance. But unfortunately, right now, race distance strategy, this is not helping our drivers understand the tyres and the strategies because of these pauses for safety car periods. It looks like the first of the McLaren Sticky, yes, the second of the McLarens is really overheating the tyres, overworking the tyres, and working their way through the lockup procedures there, and really abusing those tyres at the moment is Sticky in 9th position. I think he's calmed it down a little bit now. So Alpha Alex leads us from Ricky Maru and Director Ollie, with Leon Floydpink up into 5th place, with ARL in 6th and 12 Urchin in 7th place. Of course, all our drivers wanting to get the best possible start from the season. Our double champ Maestro Moist is in 13th place at the moment. He's on medium tyres. He's going to hope those mediums will get him the 20 remaining laps of this race, and unfortunately we have lost 2 drivers, Lenny and Chuck Norris. Marco is at the tail of the field watching the Scotland match. Hopefully it's half time, so he won't need to do that at the moment, and we get another big lockup then from the McLaren of Sticky. So he's obviously having to stamp on the brakes. Now, I wonder if that's to do with Speedy Spud's inconsistent pace in front of him. Maybe Spud is also locking. But that is obviously a problem. Into the pits comes Ollie from 4th place, from 3rd place even, and he is now taking a pit stop, taking a new set of tyres, coming off his fairly new mediums. And is he thinking about a set of hards to finish? Well, he's put softs on. That's pretty brave, unless he's planning to do a quick double stop. But he's risking the safety car coming in here before he can action a double stop. Soft tyres at this stage of the race is not perhaps ever, well, it's certainly never going to get you home. He's the only driver on soft tyres. He's just come out of the pits now. Of course, the drivers are only mandated to use 2 compounds. They do not have to use all 3 compounds. So that is a lot better. Safety car flashing is now getting quite annoying to me in the top left. But if you are just joining us, a very warm welcome to you. I hope the first half of the match you were watching was interesting, and you've come to stick around for half time. At least leave a like and a subscribe while you're watching in this safety car period for me, if you don't mind at all. That would be super gratefully received from me, especially if you can generate some additional subscribers for me. I would absolutely love that. Alpha Alex from Ricky Maru, from Leon and Floydpink. Remember, this is the new season of International Racing League. This is the 3rd season of the International Racing League. Both of the first seasons have been won by Strike Moist, the Maestro, and his Aston Martin team. But it's not looking like it's going as straightforward at this start of this new game, new season iteration of the F1 Sim platform. And the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. So Alpha Alex becomes the de facto pace controller of the race. He will then have the somewhat dubious honour of having the restart here. He's allowed the safety car to get plenty up ahead. Will he decide to push early on in the apex? No, he's going to just restrict the pace of the other drivers. We're not supposed to go side by side here. Ricky Marou's getting as close as he dare, side to side, and now we like the touch paper. It's green flag racing, and it looks like that's an Aston Martin going all kinds of wrong. Who is that at the back of the grid? I think it's Marco. It's Marco who has spun and has hit the pit wall. Excuse me, just frog in my throat. That was not a glitch. So now we have Alpha Alex in the lead. We've got Ricky Marou in second. Leon chasing down third position. And it looks like Leon's got some pace at the early part of this this restart. We've got some massively frantic action happening behind. 12 Urchin, almost a cork in the bottle here with an absolute melee of cars behind him. Big lockup, I think, from Ricky Marou ahead of this group. And it's 12 Urchin bringing the Scuderia up towards the front of the grid. And if my old friend Leo joins, my old Italian friend Leo, who always tunes in to see how the Ferraris are doing, he'll be very pleased to see this season things are looking up quite a bit. Intronsic had the lead of the race as we started the safety car period. He is now down to 8th position, and he's got the double champion going around the outside, has he? Oh, Moist round the outside. Beautiful overtake there on fresh medium tyres. And certainly not treating them too carefully while he's just pitted and just come out of the pits. He needs to now get those tyres home if he can, although he might be relying on a third safety car period. DRS has been enabled. In terms of Moist, he's up to 7th place now, having overtaken several cars, a couple pitting, that Speedy Spud pitting. Marco has picked up a 3-second time penalty for track limit abuse as Ole goes to look down the inside. No, he's actually defending from the Alpine behind of Intronsic, and PRS are fighting hard, super hard, as you could argue PRS didn't quite have a car's width at the exit of the corner. Down to the inside goes Strike Moist again, on this time on 12 Urchin. Ole following through, and that was side by side into turns 5 and 6 from 12 Urchin and Ole, but Ole triumphing this time. Look at the amount of tyre smoke we are seeing as drivers still getting to grips with this new iteration of the F1 Sim platform. Marco down at the bottom of the order. He's got the penalty on the car to pay. Obviously Sticky has served his penalty now. And this then is going to be ARL in 4th position. Waitsy is enjoying the restart. Great to see you again, Waitsy. Hope all is well and you are enjoying the racing both on the screen at the moment and in your own hands as well in the forthcoming season. Good luck to Waitsy as we run on the way out of the corner. That's Ole following Moist then, and right behind ARL. Good to see old friends joining for what must be one of the first F1 league races of this new game platform. Moist with the DRS profit here over ARL, who has a move to the inside, but it's a fairly half-hearted move to the inside. ARL, it was early. He saw the overspeed of Moist and he had to give it up. Didn't fight too hard and go right to the pit wall. Up front, though, in the battle for the podium, it's Alpha Alex leading Ricky Marou and Leon, and these guys are pushing very hard indeed. Ricky Marou in the middle then. He's having to watch the car in front and behind. A huge lockup from Alpha Alex, but these tyres do seem to lock up. The mediums seem to be digging in quite a bit here in this early stages of the game, because we might get the tyre modelling nixed again. We've had the handling model changed once already since the beta release. but the driver's just having to play catch up. I have to say, I was a little nervous starting a season this early, but so far it's been okay, apart from a couple of audio glitches, which I don't know whether it's me just being overly generous on myself to blame Cody's for. Big lockup again then from ARL in 6th place. He's got the medium, the hard tyres on that will go all the way to the end of this race. Ollie in front of him, the only driver on soft tyres who has moved up from the back of the grid up into 5th. So in terms of track position, this is definitely working, but he needs several laps now without a safety car, and then he needs a safety car again, I think. Moist is starting to gap Ollie behind and catch the runners at the front of this race. I don't want to miss a change for position at the front, but there is so much action happening in the midfield at this stage of the race. We're just knocking on the door of half distance, given that we've had 2 safety car periods already. That's why it has taken so long to get here. Hopefully we're going to have smooth racing to the end now. I do wish, that we had an option of 1 maximum safety car on this game rather than reduced or normal or standard or whatever. I wish we could just say, yes, we'll have 1 and then we will have no more. Because no one hates a single safety car. That's fine, unless you happen to lose out from it. But yeah, unfortunately, I've lost my live chat, so I will try and get it back. But my apologies if I'm not responding to you properly in line. Waits, he's saying he's very nervous getting to new seasons, but if the action's like this, he'll enjoy it nonetheless. The top 3 remain Alpha Alex, Ricky Maru and Leon. They seem to be cancelling each other out a little bit, but having said that, Ricky Maru gaining here a little bit on Alpha Alex, who has been struggling with the tyres, and this is the sign then that the tyres are having trouble. I thought Alpha Alex was bailing to the pits early on, but no, he's just doing the old weave there to discourage the slipstream effect, because he had no battery to use at all. Ricky Maru had a huge overspeed but didn't fancy the move. You see this sometimes from Ricky Maru. He gives up the opportunity on the odd occasion to overtake, but he lives to fight another day, and he usually times those moves really well. So he used that lap to catch here. Now he can settle in behind Alpha Alex, try to find a weakness or a slower portion of the track here from Alpha Alex. Pile on the pressure. There's another lockup from Alpha Alex and Ricky Maru. That is going to be a very pleasant sight in front of Alpha Alex, of Ricky Maru, because he knows that Alpha Alex's only real hope here of beating him is to stay on these tyres and outlast him. That was the DRS. It's looking powerful, isn't it, the DRS? And again, Ricky Maru lifting and coasting. Now, maybe he has to because he's underfueled, but he was clearly lifting and coasting ahead of Alpha Alex that time round. So he is feeling very patient on lap 15 of 29. Let's run through the order for a moment. Oh, I'm tempted to, but it looks like Ricky might be about to take the lead. So let's not pull away from the action here. The Ferrari running low enough to spark into the final corner, as the V-carb is not. Here we go. Following in the wheel tracks, Ricky Maru, surely, with very little battery on the Ferrari. Ricky Maru takes the lead. It's a standard DRS pass, but he was patient and he worked hard for it. He needs some sponsors on that helmet or a new patent, but into the lead goes Ricky Maru in the all-yellow helmeted V-carb. Leon follows Alpha Alex. It is Ferrari engines at the front, of course, of this race. And then we've got Strike Moist 2 seconds away from this battle. Slowly but surely bringing Ollie with him. Ollie on the soft tyres, just desperate for a safety car now, I think. Ollie, he would absolutely love one now that he's gained all those places. And there is Studios with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And you can't blame the new game for that. But actually Studios deciding that more practice is required, or he picked up too much damage. And it really isn't worth continuing, and he does the right thing. Of course, that was a kamikaze speed run into the pit lane and a retirement, unfortunately, for the Mercedes. Studios retires, so does Marco. So we are down to 13 drivers, no Mercedes, no Kicksalvers, and a single Aston and Red Bull remain on the track at the moment. Alpha Alex is diving around the order a little bit here, diving around the racing line, I should say, to try to put off Leon, but that does mean Ricky Maru is getting away. Now, can Alpha Alex have anything here? He's got very little battery by the look on his steering wheel, if that is reading correctly. And Ricky Maru not having his mirrors troubled too much. Each car kind of cancelling themselves out, and Alpha Alex again a little bit hard on the brakes as we see the retiring Aston Martin who has to come out of the pits for no reason at all. And again, another glitch that's been with us for years and surely can't take a great deal of coding to set right. Ricky Maru in first, Alpha Alex in second, Leon in third. Moist can see the podium in front of him, but certainly has to work those medium tyres well into the red zone. Oh, Studios with an emergency. Hope everything's okay for you, Studios. Shame to see you disappear, but thanks for retiring in the pits all the same and leaving a live chat message. So very grateful to you. Hopefully you'll be back fighting next week out, and take comfort from the fact that it is a 16 race season now, and there should be time for an emergency or two to take you away. See you next time, Studios. Stay with us, everybody, and Studios will be tuning in to see the end of the race and how all those strategies worked out. Massive tyre smoke again. I wonder if that was Alpha Alex, who seems to be having trouble with the Ferrari. I have to say, that's fairly accurate. Ferraris do struggle with tyre locking in Bahrain. So I wonder if they've deliberately coded that one in visually, and it's not actually affecting him too much. Alpha Alex is quite close here. Into the pits comes Ollie off those soft tyres. They only managed 7 racing laps, and I think one of those was under the safety car. Late on the brakes goes the Ferrari. The V-carb on the inside, hoping to try and get a good line through. Alpha Alex retakes the lead of this race, and we join Ricky Maru on board. He's got no danger behind. Will he be able to go down the inside? Well, he doesn't have DRS, but he knows that he can get past Alpha Alex, and he'd be much more circumspect, I think, Ricky Maru, this time to not leave the inside line, because Alpha Alex had to do that on the brakes down into turn 1, and he can see and smell and feel that Alpha Alex is struggling because of tyre smoke. No other reason would he be able to smell Alpha Alex is struggling. Get your minds out of the gutter. And it is Ricky Maru in second position then now, and hoping to make this a 2-horse race. He'll see in his mirrors that actually double champ, the Maestro Moist, is catching this group now, and so Ricky Maru could do with getting away from the group again and not allowing Alpha Alex to retake this win. If he does get back ahead, well, Ricky, fairly flawless race and strategy execution so far. He won't thank me for saying that live, but it's a compliment, really. I'm not trying to curse anybody. Ricky in second, Alpha Alex in first, Moist closing in behind Leon in third and fourth, and into the pits comes Alpha Alex, as does Leon and Moist. Absolutely bizarre scenes. I'm surprised to see that happen with 10 laps to go. Ricky Maru will have a hell of a lot of track position and ground and gaps here, and it looks like Floyd Pink coming through on the same strategy as Ricky Maru, and ARL, who's going for the lead, for the second position now down into turn 1. That was a little bit of contact, a little bit of debris coming off a car, but I think it must have been a Red Bull or a sidewall of ARL, but there was definite debris coming off the car, and it looks like it must be Floyd Pink, but it hasn't registered on the car itself. He must have lost something, because he's suddenly losing grip and traction to the car behind. Here we are joining PRS. Massive lockup. Floyd Pink having to adjust on the fly here to try and make sure he's got the grip that he needs to get through. I wonder if he can make those adjustments. But it looks like now ARL with a huge lockup into that difficult corner, but Floyd Pink spins. Floyd Pink spins under the first hint of acceleration out of turn 10, and I'm pretty certain he's got damage on the car and will need to pit if he can't drive around the problem. That is putting the Williams drivers third and fourth on our grid, and it's not working out for Alpha Alex, Leon and Moist, who have all pitted with 10 laps to go. That very much looked like a distinct plan to pit for 10 laps to go, but Alpha Alex has put on hard tyres, and there's a big gap to the leader. Let's check that out, actually, shall we? Because I think the front two will go to the end of this race, And that means that we've got the likes of Alfa Alex, Leon and Moist have got a 20-plus second gap to catch Ricky Marou with 9 laps to go. Another big lockup down into turn 1. This is great to see because it's dramatic and it tells me that the drivers are pushing and it's challenging for them. So that is good, but they won't be feeling comfortable at all. And another one then from ARL into the 14th lap on his hard tyres. Is the grip dropping and becoming problematic. Milan then next in P3 in the Williams will be smiling at the sight of all that tyre smoke and thinking that this represents a good chance to overtake and get into second place. What about the VCARB team though? First and second at this stage as Moist is back making one of his epic restarts out of the pit lane and is moving through the order. He's already overtaken Leon. He's gapped Ollie by a huge distance. Looks like Milan down the inside of ARL. So Milan on the newer hard tyres by just a couple of laps has got a little bit of additional grip here. I'm not sure that the lighting effects on the tyres are quite where we want them to be. They look almost like they're outlined in white, don't they, under these lights? So maybe that's just Bahrain and a lit game, but I'm looking for problems and I shouldn't be really, just enjoying it. But the car's looking a little bit cartoon-like and like they're not actually on the road surface, to my eye and the spectator view at least. Here then, ARL with the DRS open down the inside. He locked up here on the previous lap. He locks up again, but not as dramatically. Tries to block the apex for the cutback and back into second place, but this is meaning that his teammate Ricky is getting further and further away. Leaves the door open down the inside. You can run side by side around the outside here if you've got the speed. He has got the speed. Can he hold it between the lines? He does indeed, and it's Milan who is now struggling to hold off Floyd Pink. Floyd Pink showing great form at the start of this F1 24 game iteration, and he'll be very, very pleased to see that. Maybe it's a change of car as well. Big sideways step coming out. That's a 3-second warning, a 3-second time penalty, I should say. Third warning for our double champ, who is pushing hard here. And wherever he is on the track at the end of the race, it will be plus 3 seconds unless he pits for another time. I don't think he will. Alfa Alex in 5th, trying to hold off now. These three back together again, but they have 4 cars they didn't plan on having in front of them in the run to the flag. It's Ricky Marou, ARL, Milan and Floyd Pink on the old hard tyres, hoping to get to the end of the race. We've got Alfa Alex, Moist and Leon on new tyres. Different compounds, but on new tyres running to the end. And Moist does not want to get held up here by a driver on hard tyres. However new they are, he needs to get the measure of Alfa Alex. He needs to get through and past. Alfa Alex is clipping. Leon may well get him here as well, because didn't look like... Oh no, Leon is also clipping down the straight. That's that red flashing light behind the car telling us that he is under 10% of battery remaining. New fastest lap from PRS. How's that for a debut in terms of race pace? Great stuff to see as Moist with the merest, tiniest little lockup. Alfa Alex running a little bit wide near the track limits there. Back to the lead of the race, and it is, well, the hunt for second, I should say, as Milan chases down ARL, who is still locking those tyres. ARL is going to struggle. I think he was feeling confident that the hard tyres would be good today, but perhaps not quite on the right line, either of the drivers there, but it looked like ARL managed to do a little bit better that time round. Sweeps across the nose does ARL, and that can really upset the handling of the following car through these S's sections. These high-speed switchback sections can really disturb the airflow. And here is Moist then on the back of this group. Fantastic battle continuing. Now, why would you go for a move here? That's a dive bomb from Floyd Pink down the inside. That's huge, and it puts Ricky Marou off. And absolute carnage. That is Moist being clattered as a innocent bystander. That's a new front wing, certainly for Moist. He's retired on the spot. I'm not sure that the car had actually DNF'd on the spot, but certainly he's got 4 wheels attached and the car retires. Moist out at the start of our season, and that is another safety car, a third safety car with 6 laps to go. That's a pretty big deal for our drivers. Unfortunately, Moist trying to do the old through goes Hamilton move again, and it didn't work out this time. You could say that was a very surprising move from Floyd Pink, heading down the inside, put scattered cars left and right. Ricky went off the track. Sorry, ARL went off the track. Ricky's fine. Ricky's way out in front. Milan took avoiding action and unfortunately hit Moist, I think, on that sequence. So I'm sure that there will be discussions had post-race, but this is how things stand. Ricky's 25.6 second gap is being completely destroyed. However, the one silver lining for Ricky is that he will have the chance to get into the pit lane before the other drivers and fit soft tyres. He's got the gap. He is under safety car delta times, but so is everybody else. This is a no-brainer. He must pit now for fresh tyres. Surely it'll be for soft tyres as well, and that will then force everybody else's hand in turn and gives up the impetus there for anyone else to leapfrog him or gain a huge amount of track position over him. Another drive-through penalty there for a driver underneath the safety car delta times. This time it was 12 Urchin in the Ferrari, and unfortunately the Ferrari's not doing quite as well anymore. Alpha Alex in 4th, 12 Urchin down at the tail of the field in 12th position, and AJ saying trying to defend like hell here. Absolutely doing a great job as well. ARL now in 2nd place. Ricky Maru has put on medium tyres. I'm surprised because everybody else has gone for softs with just a few laps to go. But maybe Ricky had no soft tyre, no fresh sets left, and just wants to get aggressive. It is a better race tyre than medium, and he wants to have something to battle with at the end of the race. Atsu cheering on Ricky. Great to see, even though they're not in the same team this season. But Atsu watching from home or from vacation at least, which is fantastic. Love to see that kind of commitment to the league, Atsu, and watching your friends, supporting them even if they're not on your team. Ricky Maru and ARL, the VCarb drivers this season. The Williams cars in 2nd and 3rd. And if anyone has never watched sim racing before and tuned in and can see VCarb, Williams, VCarb at the head of our field, they will be mightily confused. Of course, if you are brand new to this, each of our cars are on equal performance, so they might look like the F1 track versions, but they are in fact all identical chassis. They're just different stickers on. So that's why we have an unexpected quad of cars at the front of the grid. Ricky Maru, he had a 25-second lead. He's now the only driver in the top 10 on medium tyres, and he's got a fair bit of work to do here. He's going to have to be pretty canny with his restart to make sure that the drivers behind on soft tyres don't get too greedy and fancy a run on him. He'll be wanting to gap those drivers very early and spending all of his ERS on the first lap to get a 1-second gap. That would be his dream scenario. It's a difficult job though here in Bahrain. Lots of long straights, lots of slipstreaming. Safety car will be in, I would have thought, at the end of lap 25. And this is then the story of the race so far. We have up 1 position from 2nd place on qualifying, Ricky Maru. Up 7, debutant, PRS. And up 13, another newcomer to the league, Milan, in 3rd place, his teammate. ARL up 3 in 4th. All those drivers would be very happy if they finish where they started, if they look back on the race. Alpha Alex, exactly where he started, unbelievably, given how many different positions he's been in this race so far. Leon down 2, Floyd Pink up 5, asterisk, maybe. Ollie in 8th, Entronsic in 9th. Ollie down 2, Entronsic up down 6 from the start. Sticky up 4. Speedy Spud down 3, and 12 Urchin with a penalty to pay, a drive-through no less, down 2 from his starting position. Waiting then to see what the safety car decides to do. Hopefully he will come in at the end of this lap. It's pretty frustrating to be seeing this safety car so frequently. I suppose I should expect it. Drivers making mistakes, the game being on a hair trigger with the safety car. We usually have, I believe, the safety car turned to reduced, and reduced it for 3 drivers for 3 stoppages over 5 DNFs, 2 of which I believe occurred in the pits, maybe even 3. I have a feeling. I don't understand Moist's retirement that seemed to happen very quickly. That didn't appear to need a safety car because he had 4 wheels attached. It tends to be the loss of a wheel or 2 that causes an instantaneous safety car. So maybe we need to play with the dials a little bit. And if the safety car gets too frequent, we will, I'm sure, turn it off for a spell. But the safety car is not coming in. It is coming in just as I say it. And that is a very, very late decision for the drivers. They will have been feeling coming out of the final corner that it was absolutely going to happen. They were going to go round again for another lap. We will have 4 laps to go, and they will restart now on the line. There's absolutely nowhere that Ricky can go now. He's going to weave to the left, weave to the right. That's his single move he's allowed, and he goes into the first corner. Will we see some bowling action into turn 1? There is contact inevitably with the drivers so close to one another. That was a Haas end plate of a wing gone begging in the first corner. Ricky holding on for now onto the lead, and by rights he should hold on to that lead because he did all the hard work. But this is motor racing, and this is safety car restarts for good or for ill. It throws up a big spanner in the works. That is a good move from ARL. Down the inside, grabs a huge handful of apex curb, and unfortunately that arrests his progress. Is he now going to be putting up with Floyd Pink coming down the inside on him? He is. He dodges out to the right because Floyd Pink was taking the ideal racing line through the corner. There's an Alpine spinning to the inside. There's Entronsic dropping down even more places than he lost earlier on. And ARL drawing level here. He had a wider entry, and Floyd Pink picks up a penalty. I can't see what that was for, but the game has decided that Floyd Pink deserved a 3-second penalty for track limits, not contact, track limits, as ARL caught out around the outside. The 2 Williams drivers up together at the head of the field here in 2nd and 3rd positions. Again, Alpha Alex locking those Ferrari tyres, as we keep seeing, and we did see on track earlier on in the season. Ricky did get not only 1 second, but 1.6 seconds of an advantage coming through, and they were nose to tail going into turn 1 on the previous lap. We have 3 laps to go, plus the one that they are, 3 laps just under to go of this race. It looks like an Alpine taking a very unusual line, the Johnny Herbert line into turn 1. If you remember the race from home early days of the pandemic sim races that we saw, the first celebrity race that Johnny Herbert cut the entire first corner of the race here in Bahrain. It's lap 27. Ricky Maru leads PRS from Dieck to Milan in 3rd position, and then comes Alpha Alex hot on his heels. Looks like the Williams is just liable to trip over each other here at the moment. Big gap for Ricky. His pace advantage over everyone except Moist today has been tremendous, and Moist coming to contact with Floyd Pink with I think it was the V-carb of ARL as well, and they came together, and Moist losing the front wing, retiring from the race. Here, though, is the move for the Williams. Milan on PRS, down the inside. Early bragging rights for teammates here to declare who is the faster driver in the team, and therefore who gets the preferential treatment in any kind of racing decisions. They made the move. Into the pits comes the damaged Haas. Couldn't make it run. Leon is about to retire, I'm certain. We're about to go 3 wide down into turn 1. Surely we can't all make it through. Alpha Alex into 2nd place, and that was as a direct result of the Williams drivers tripping over each other and taking their time. But PRS on older tyres, I don't know, some may be under the opinion that he ought to have given up the position and played rear gunner for his teammate there. being on the slightly ill-favoured tyres, but both Williams cars have penalties now. I think you know the tyres from now on, so 3-second penalties for both Williams drivers. That is heartbreaking for James Vowles, who will be tearing his hair out. Alfa Alex, second position. Then the two Williams drivers. Then comes ARL in fifth. And again, he's probably looking at a good finishing position there. Potential podium for ARL if you can hold off Ole behind with the penalties on the Williams. Floyd Pink also has a penalty on the car. So ARL and Ole fighting over third position, really, in reality here. Ricky Maru is disappearing. This is a tremendous performance from Ricky. He will look to take an early lead in our championship with just over one lap to go. Ricky has started his final lap of the race ahead of Alfa Alex, PRS, Milan, both of those two drivers on penalties. ARL does not want to wait. He's using the DRS to get down into turn one. The car behind him will have the opportunity to retaliate, but then ARL will probably get another bite of DRS. He does indeed. So trying to defend now and heading down into turn four. So ARL in fourth place, net third with the penalty on the Williams in front of him and the Williams behind him, who is going to have mirrors full of McLaren. Still ARL having to defend the inside line. Was he about to get tagged by Ollie? I think he did get tagged by Ollie. That looked like a piece of diffuser coming off the back of the V-carb. As dropping down the order again goes the V-carb of ARL, because the Williams drivers, despite the penalties, are driving the wheels off these cars and hoping to try and stay relevant here and hope that everyone else crashes behind them and that the penalties will not matter a great deal. ARL has just got a few corners to go and Ricky Maru has one braking event left to go in this race. I don't want to cut away from this battle, and it's going to be a drag to the line, but Ricky Maru comes out of the final corner. Absolute dominant pace from Ricky Maru tonight in the V-carb. Takes the first win of the Season 3 Championship here in Bahrain. And behind him, Alfa Alex is going to take the drag to the line all the way to the finish, and ARL will secure third position after all. Ollie in fourth. And Tronzik, I can't believe he's in fifth after his restart lap. Speedy Spud, PRS, Milan, Floyd Pink Sticky, 12 Urchin is about to cross the line, but Ricky Maru is your first winner of this third season here, and the King of Bahrain tonight. Ricky Maru, first place. Who will get the Driver of the Day nomination from the game? It's going to be Milan in the Williams. I'm not sure that the team boss is going to agree giving up positions there, but we'll take you through the provisional results. And of course, any drivers who voluntarily retired in the race to date, they will not be able to gain from any steward decisions. And that is, it's kind of scorched earth policy for everybody. Unfortunately, if you do go ahead and do that, you will, if anyone does get penalised and given strict penalties from the stewards, you will gain nothing because you retired early. But if you were going to be a danger for others out there, then we would rather, obviously, that you did finish up. This then is Ricky Maru standing on the top step. Tremendous performance, and is going to lift the trophy. We have at least two females on the top step as well, and plenty of females in the pit crew. As it's champagne time then, the V-Carbs first and third tonight. They'll be taking an early lead in our Constructors' Championship, and brilliant to see. ARL pretty pleased with that one, very pleased with the V-Carb result. Had to work hard. He says more pace needed, but he is obviously very happy indeed with it. Great to see, and I'm just waiting for our provisional results to take you through, and then we shall sign off for the week. Thank you to everyone who has watched live and watches back on demand and leaves a like and a subscription. That's super appreciated. I'm not actually going to get our results. Well, that was underwhelming. Okay, another new glitch. Sorry, folks. You have to just skip back and see the finishing results. I did read them all out earlier on, but those are the provisional results. Ricky Maru wins tonight with teammate on the podium as well. Great performance from several of our drivers tonight. Very hard battling, very early days here in our season. It's 15 rounds to go. This is Webbo. This is the International Racing League. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you for bringing me back to the league this season, and we will catch you on the next.